Thank you. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Does anyone have any questions? Anything they'd like to discuss? Make a comment on? Curious about? Yes, sir. Macho Nacho. 2.
Thank you, Master. I have one question. So, when we are meditating, if we don't experience anything good, does that mean that we aren't doing it wrong, or is it just that we don't feel anything good?
When you meditate and you experience something good, that means you're doing something wrong?
No, I mean, if we feel something good, does that mean that we are doing it right? Sorry. Or if we don't feel anything, does that mean that we are doing something wrong?
If you experience nothing, that means you're doing something wrong?
Yeah.
What do you think? How about the rest of you? What's your experience? You experience something good, or you experience nothing good at all? Teacher.
Hi, Master. I haven't. I have a lot of thoughts that just keep running.
So you have experienced nothing good at all?
Well, I mean, afterwards, I feel lighter, calmer.
Lighter, calmer.
Yeah.
So does it count, Macho Nacho, that after, not during?
Yeah, I also feel after, I mean, in my daily life I feel better, but while I meditate, sometimes I feel something good, other times I don't feel something good, so that's what I wonder if when I feel something good it's because I'm doing the meditation correctly.
Okay. You see the logic here? He says, if I meditate and afterward I consistently feel better, yes? You have more energy. You feel lighter. You feel calmer. Okay? The one thing that, especially you folks here in Silicon Valley, you need a lot more energy for your work. Yes? And meditation really energizes you, increases your stamina, clears your head. This is what is really not really appreciated here, because you think so much that you really don't have any mechanism to clear your head and take a break. Okay. So anyway, so meditation is a skill you develop to stop thinking so that you can take a break. Very much like your car needs to go into neutral. You you can't keep on running the car forever. Okay, and so you have all these good benefits after meditation. Yes. And your question is, what about during meditation? Am I supposed to feel good too, or do I have to wait? Reasonable question. How do you answer that? So maybe we should stop meditating so that it feels good all the time? Is that what you're getting at? The question sounds stupid, but it's not stupid. I don't mean to make him sound stupid. But why is it during meditation for him, he really doesn't feel anything special. It is much more pronounced after. Right? Is it fair to rephrase it that way so that it makes more sense to ask? But if you were to ask, I want to feel good during meditation and also after meditation, it's nonsense. Because meditation is supposed to be, whatever you do, and if at the end you feel you gain from it. Okay, very much like you have to work hard in college, and then in the end you got this degree that enables you to go into this world. Okay, a better world than before. Yes, so that's advantageous to get an education. Okay, therefore, we have to paraphrase the question as, how come I don't feel good during meditation and only good after meditation? Yes? Okay. Answer that. Go ahead, answer. Do you know that my disciples, the classes, have more students than mine?
Is it really that you don't feel good during meditation?
It depends on the day. Like some days I feel calm, but then when other days I don't feel anything.
You don't feel anything. That's what he's saying. But you feel good afterwards.
Yeah, like not as soon as I cross and buckle, but maybe in my life I feel I have improved in general.
In general. Okay, Abbott.
It's more that he hasn't really experienced the meditative states during the first hour of sits.
And he only experienced after?
Well,
I'd like to help that.
As soon as he crosses the legs, afterwards, as soon as you cross your legs, you recharge. So afterwards, you will feel good. You will feel you have more energy. But whether or not you can go into a meditative state while you're crossing your legs is a different story.
Okay. Abbott.
Vậy được không? Cái thiền này thì con thấy là cả ngàn năm nay người ta đi trước mình, ta đã ngồi rồi, có kết quả rồi. Không có ai ngu gì mà ngồi mà đau mà hành hạ mà ăn uống kiêng cữ để mà được như vậy. Thì chúng ta đi sau đó, chúng ta chỉ theo như vậy thì chúng ta thực hành sẽ thấy được thôi. Có một lúc tôi ở Lưu Sơn Tự, lúc tôi mới xuất gia đó, hồi trong tù năm 76 tôi một lần. Rồi sau khi về với thầy Vĩnh Hóa một lần y như vậy. Đang ngồi như vậy á, tự nhiên thân thể nó biến mất. Chùa biến mất, mọi người biến mất, mình vẫn khoảng không trống lặng, an lạc không thể tưởng tượng được. Bất thình lình nghe tiếng chuông gõ cái mình giật mình vậy. Thì cảm giác đó nó làm cho mình nôn nao, muốn thiền hoài, không có muốn bỏ. Tự nhiên người ta nói về mình làm nên mới được thôi à. Rồi từ đó tới giờ nó cứ tiến như vậy. Mỗi những lúc mà mình ngồi như vậy đó, những cái gì mình không hiểu trước đây đó, tự nhiên nó bùng lên. Nó vậy đó ha. Nó rất là tự nhiên thôi, thành ra cái thiền rất là hấp dẫn đối với tôi. Và tới ngày hôm nay đó, tôi dám nói với quý vị là đổi tôi với Bill Gates tôi không có đổi đó. Đổi cái tài sản, những tiếng tâm của Bill Gates chứ tôi không có đổi. Chẳng thà tôi vô già ngu vậy, lúc già lúc ngu vậy đó. Tôi feel rất là happy và tôi tin và cuộc đời tôi sẽ rất là sung sướng ngay bây giờ và sau này. Xin hết.
Emitofuo. So this meditation has been what is done for 1,000 of years already. So many have been experienced this before us. And this is the result that carry on, the work that has been carried on. Therefore, nobody is stupid that crossing their legs and torturing themselves. And they have to eat a certain way. So we, as a practitioner, after the time, right now, when we cultivate, naturally, we will get the result. For example, when I was at Luma in temple, meditation, also there was a time, it happened in the prison as well. I have an experience is that all of a sudden, everything disappeared, the temple, everything around me disappeared. There is a empty space quietly, and it was felt very good. And then all of a sudden, the bell hit, and I wake up from that meditation state. And from that time, I felt very good. So every time like that, it become my motivation for meditation. And every time I meditate, whatever I don't understand, all of a sudden, it gives me a certain realization of what actually the meaning is. And therefore, it becomes an attraction for me every time I meditate. Up to today, if I have to trade my meditation with whatever happened to me with Bill Gates, with all of his treasure that he have been accruing, I would not do so. Even though I'm old, I look kind of stupid. However, I feel very happy inside. From now and until the end of my life, that's all.
Thank you. Very good. Anyone would like to make a comment or have any inputs? Or you going to sit there and wait for me to give you the answer as usual? Can I ask you, first of all, does anyone who meditates experience something bad? Like your energy decreases, you get zero benefits at all? Anyone? Please speak up. Don't be shy. It's okay. If you're a loser, it's okay to admit it. Yeah, I'm kidding. Okay. Yes, he does. We have one here who has a negative.
Okay, I'm sticking my neck out, but so I wouldn't call it necessarily bad, but I do experience anxiety sometimes when I meditate. It's because I have expectation that when I meditate, I'm supposed to be in a calm and like serene state, but and I'm supposed to drop all the thoughts, but the thoughts just keep coming up, and I feel sometimes I feel like I'm not getting anything out because I'm still thoughts popping out, and I'm kind of wasting my time. So that gives me anxiety. I would say, that's the thing that I guess maybe fall into the category of bad.
Shocking. It still is the case nowadays?
Well, I keep telling myself that it's okay for thoughts to pop up. Just just let them pass. But there's still times that I feel, maybe I'm here already 10, 15 minutes, and still I haven't entered the state of, all thoughts are gone and so forth.
Okay. Sir, if you have a problem, you should speak up. Yes, Wei Mount. We speak freely here. It's okay. You don't have to praise the Lord. I mean, praise the Buddha, and say everything is good, everything's hunky-dory. No, speak your mind. This is Chan. Chan is you're free to speak your mind. I'm free to speak my mind. Doesn't mean I'm right, I just speak. Yes, sister. Praise the Lord.
Amen. Amen, Master.
Amen. Okay.
When I, especially in the very beginning, I never really thought about Chan meditation as I'm supposed to get peaceful. You know, it's not, to me, the time I spend when I'm cultivating and I'm really focused and I'm trying to get into full lotus, or I'm trying to, whatever I'm supposed to be trying to do at the time. To me, it's a time to work. It's working on myself. So I don't expect to feel pleasant. I mean, I just don't.
Were you told to expect to be pleasant?
No. I remember.
Were you told to expect to be pleasant, sir? Macho Nacho? And sir, the gentleman behind Macho Nacho, were you told? Did anyone promise you you're supposed to feel like, I'm saying, sounds like your wife, but did any instructor tell you when you cross your legs you're supposed to feel, like lighter and peaceful, and stops with thought, your thoughts will stop? Huh? Who said so? He has to think. No one told you, sir. You heard people, you heard it, you read it somewhere, you heard people talk, but it's not part of the instructions. You both have the same problem, Macho Nacho and the gentleman. What's their problems? Yes, Vicky, continue, please. I'm so sorry.
Master, I think in like the movies and stuff like that, they really promote the idea that we're supposed to be peaceful and, you're supposed to get in this kind of like state. But I've never, ever met with a Sangha who said that to me. It was always like, listen, this is what you got to do. You have to go and try and get into full lotus and work at it. The 2-minute Dharma to slowly increase my ability to sit and so forth. So to me, it's, when I come to temple or I'm home, I think of it that way.
Okay, very good. Okay, we don't want to sound like we're making excuses. Okay, but the difference between our meditation classes, Chan classes, is what? Is that we encourage you to speak your mind. You're free to speak your mind, express your mind anytime about anything. Okay? What you like, what you don't like, your disappointment, what you're not clear about, anything you want to talk about, please bring it up. Do not have to bottle it up and say, no, I'm supposed to be, I don't want to ask difficult questions. I don't want to be perceived as being impertinent, not respectful, ungrateful, and so forth. Let me tell you, my level disciples are ungrateful, disrespectful, stupid, you name it, okay? Nothing bothers me anymore, okay? So please feel free to speak your mind in whatever that you have, especially during your sits that you don't understand, you don't get, speak up. We're all here to learn from each other because it enriches me as well, my experience as well. Okay? From hearing about your challenges, your difficulties, or your achievements. Okay? That's the nature of Chan practice. Our Chan practice is community practice where we practice together. We can share our experiences, our struggles, our difficulties. things that we don't understand, we can speak freely about it. Okay? Don't let it, because in your daily life, you have rules, you have constraints. Yes? Rules of propriety, rules of being polite, and so forth. Especially you Asians are supposed to follow the Confucian model of behavior. Huh? Okay? Free yourself from all those things when you learn Chan, you practice Chan, please. Liberate yourself. There's no need for that. Be free. Speak freely. Think freely. Okay? Express freely. That's very important. That's Chan right there. Our Chan has no rules, no expectations. I expect nothing from you except there's a donation box. Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. I just remember maybe 1 or 2 years ago, I told Master, I feel so good at the first half hour of my sitting, and the Master said, ask your husband to electric shock you. I think, I guess Master want to tell me is we shouldn't persuade comfortable from our cultivation, at least from my sitting. So after that, I didn't pay too much attention on if I feel good or I feel bad during my sitting. But I got a lot of benefits from my cultivation during my daily life. So I focus on that part. So I feel all the feeling during my sitting is like a process. Actually, I have the same feeling with Chengdu. Sometimes I just feel disappointed of myself because I cannot sit longer, I cannot endure more. Maybe that's a bad feeling, but I think it's a process. It's not a really bad thing. Thank you, Master.
Very good. And the reason I like to emphasize this for your sake, for your sakes, the reason there's no rules, the reason I encourage you to speak your mind, because you don't do that, in your daily life. And when you learn to do it here, you become a much better, much more effective communicator. Think about it. You don't need to bottle yourself up at all. Okay? Because I want you to experience where you can speak a state where you can speak freely, so that you can find a middle way somewhere. But if you keep on insisting that this is a rules of propriety, this is what I'm confined to, then you are so rigid, so inflexible, so, what's the word? What's the dirty word? Fearful. Don't be afraid. Have no fear, folks. That's wisdom. If you're still fearful, you don't have real wisdom yet, folks. Yes, green in the back. 4.
Master, I had a question. When sitting in meditation, should we be applying effort to trying to keep our back straight, or should we just naturally let it be? Because I find that sometimes in meditation I end up slouching, and so I have to put effort to straighten my back.
It's both. Okay? Someday when you're so tired, okay, I'm so tired. Well, at least I'm meditating. Okay? This is still better, because when you're tired, you meditate, and you sit there about 4 or 5 hours, naturally, you'll be like this. But within an hour at your level, to go from slouching to this is not possible yet. You do not have the skill level yet. Hint, hint. So therefore, there's a shortcut where instead of slouching here, which is a natural thing, I encourage you first, all of you, to do this, and to be natural, and then eventually you learn the better. You learn to be more flexible. Okay, when we are short in time, then when you slouch like this, what happens to your chi is that it goes up here. It needs to go from your navel all the way to the top of your head. That's what happens when you meditate. The chi goes up and down like this. Okay? So if your body, your posture is this much, so what happens is it goes up here and it really struggles. So within an hour, your head is full of thoughts, afflictions. Your wife just yelled at you. Okay, your subordinate is impossible and so forth. So you have all these thoughts that are interfering with your meditation practices, and on top of it, physically, you're stopping your chi. Okay. So that doesn't help you. Instead, when your head is full of thoughts, you go into the straight posture. It goes up to your head a lot easier within an hour. So that's a tip. Because that's where you compromise. You have a lot of time, it doesn't matter. Don't have a lot of time, you try, as per the traditional way the Chan was taught, to straighten your back so that you get a lot, the chi flows a lot better, very quickly. That's all. But when I teach you Chan meditation, occasionally, quite often, I try to teach you differently than the way you learn, so that I want to open up your mind, okay, to a different world of practice, much more flexible way of practice, okay, that can accord with the conditions. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Masters, thank you. You've talked before about, while sitting, just watching our thoughts like a movie and not reacting to it. And I found this very helpful for my practice in a lot of ways. But the question I have for myself when I do this is, what's the difference between watching my thoughts and just having those thoughts without watching it? Because regardless, they just continue on discursively, on and on and on and on. And the only answer that I can give myself to that question is that there is a different feeling from having the thoughts and then watching those thoughts. I can't describe it with language at this moment. There is a distinct feeling for me, but I'm sure there's a better answer to that, Master, and I'm wondering what that is.
Question is, what's the difference between watching your thoughts and having thoughts? Yes?
Yes, Master.
Is there any difference? What happens when you have your thoughts? You watch it. What happens when you enter the movie theater? You watch a movie. What happens when you live? You think. Yes? Can you stop thinking? No. If you can't stop thinking, then what are you taught to do? Just watch your thoughts. Don't do anything. You, 3 people, have the same issue. What is the problem? You're too smart. You think too much. You sit there, you meditate, and you have expectations. That's your sickness. You expect to watch your thoughts. When you told to just watch your thoughts, he says, I'm expected to watch my thoughts. I'm supposed to watch my thoughts. So what is he doing? He's not watching thoughts. He's thinking about watching thoughts. Okay? Same thing. You meditate and say, I'm supposed to feel good about this. Sounds familiar? I'm supposed to feel good. I heard other people felt good. I heard that the old monk feels good. So I'm supposed to feel good. How come I'm not feeling good? You know, watching your thought, you're thinking. And the gentleman behind you has this expectation of himself. I'm supposed to be better than this. So Chinese. You're thinking too much. You meditate and having so many expectations. And that's why you're disappointed. Okay? If you have expectations, guarantee you'll be disappointed 100% of the times. Meditation teaches you and helps you develop the skills to drop expectations. Why? Because as long as you have expectations, what happens to you? You're limiting yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You say, I'm supposed to be a millionaire. Okay? That means you devote all your resources on reaching that goal only. That's it. You limit yourself. You limit your attainments. Chan meditation frees you from expectation, frees you from your selfishness. Chan will free you from your small self. It's the self who says, I want this, I expect that. How come I'm not feeling good? Why is it taking so long? That's part of your training, where you need to face it. That's why I encourage you to be honest about it and speak up. Unless, this is what happened to me. What you all went through, I went through that for years on my own. No one could explain to me. No one would care to explain to me. And that's why I encourage you to ask questions and speak your mind. Because if I had the kind of help, the kind of insights I'm giving you, I would save would half my path at least, or shorten it by a lot more. If I were to receive the kind of clarifications from these practices, speak your mind, do not be afraid. It's okay to be wrong, it's okay to express your mind. We don't have to agree. Don't be so afraid, don't live in fear. There's no need to be fearful. Face yourself. Face your shortcomings. Face your doubts. Yes, 5.
A Di Đà Phật. Dạ, khi mà chúng ta nói chuyện hay tiếp xúc với một người nào đó thì thông thường mình mong chờ là có sự đồng cảm, có sự đồng tình với nhau để cho câu chuyện trở nên tốt đẹp. Nhưng mà sau này thì con thấy rằng cái quan niệm đó không có đúng. Bởi vì mỗi người có một cái suy nghĩ khác nhau. Thì khi người ta nói một cái quan điểm trái ngược với mình thì trước kia con thường hay cãi lại để chứng minh rằng mình có lý. Nhưng mà sau này thì con lại có một thái độ khác, là khi người ta nói một cái điều trái ý mình thì con quay lại, con coi mình có bị phiền não hay không, và con giữ thái độ im lặng. Thì như vậy có phải là sự tiêu cực hay không? A Di Đà Phật.
Emitofuo, Master. So when we talk and interact with another person, sometimes we seek for to get along and to get sympathy, empathy with each other, so that the story become better. However, after later on, I'm feeling that concept is not correct, because each person has their own thought, different from each other. Because it is, people say that if somebody have a concept or an opinion that is against ourselves, what I used to do is I will argue back to prove that I'm right. Later on, I have a different attitude. So whenever people say something that is that's different from my opinion, I'm return that, and I'm looking inside to see if I have affliction or not. So I just keep myself quiet. Is that a negative attitude or not? Emitofuo.
I've been holding my tongue for many, many years. It's hard, let me tell you. This woman has a problem I don't dare touch for many, many years. You know what her problem is? Vietnamese problem. Asian problem. Not just Vietnamese, Asian problems. You know what it is? And now she's at a state where I can maybe poke at her a little bit. Okay? For years, I would not dare touch this woman. She's afraid to lose credibility. She's afraid to lose face. When you're in position of leadership, when people look up to you, you have that problem. Yes or no? Because if you lose credibility, they won't follow you. So you bottled up a lot of emotions, bottled up a lot of negative things, okay, in order not to lose face, not to lose credibility. In other words, it makes you live in fear. It's okay to let it out. You see how lighter you feel if you're willing to let it out. It's a price to pay. But you know what? You recover. And you become stronger. Yes, you too.
Master, there's a comments from some comments from Spook Waters on YouTube. Thank you, Master, for sharing your practice and teaching life. It is so helpful to me. I'm looking at myself during meditation, physical and mental sensation, and how I relate to them. Nothing special, not trying for anything special. But when I started just breathing and nothing, thinking, back to breath, hearing, back to the breath, leg pain, back to the breath, just enduring while not moving. Judging, back to the breath. When is the bell gonna ring? When is the bell gonna ring? Impatient, back to the breath. This is my question toward these comments. When he's trying to relate to the feeling he has, is he still thinking?
Is he still what?
Thinking.
What?
Thinking.
Thinking.
Yes.
Oh, I heard faking.
When Spookwater say that he tried to relate to the breath, to the feeling he has, is he still thinking?
Yeah.
Thank you, Master.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Yes, the lady with the kid. 7.
Thank you, Master. I actually have 2 comments and a question. The first one is in terms of nachos thing. I actually never got any kind of instruction. I just listened to your Dharma, and when you say cross your leg, I just cross my leg. And whatever I can pick up from the Dharma, I just follow it. And you say, don't think.
That's the difference between women and men. Men don't listen to instruction. Women listen better.
Thank you.
There you go again.
And what I found out is, I don't know if I should say this, but I have something good happen a few weeks ago, I guess. A few months ago, I found, maybe a month and a half ago, I found like a little mole in my toe, my ankle, and it looked kind of weird, a little bumpy, looked a little cancerous, I think. But
Chan ankle.
No, I have a Chan ankle on my left ankle, but this is on the right. And the mole, for some reason, after a while, I have a doctor's appointment on Monday, but it just fell off.
The ankle fell off?
No, the mole.
The mole fell off.
Yeah, my cancerous, I think, mole fell off.
Cancerous mole fell off.
I haven't tested if it's cancerous or not, but it feels like it is. So that was a really surprise to me.
This woman is paranoid. Cancer mole.
It just feels like it.
Too much thinking.
Maybe, but it scared me. So once it fell, I was like, oh, funny. That's a very good thing. And my question is, how closely my son's feelings when it compared to me? Because a few months ago, maybe half a year ago, I'm deadly scared of you for some reason. Yes. And Evan was, for some reason, was running away from you too, because I asked him to bow to you. He would be very hesitant versus before he would like, oh yeah, I'll go bow to master kind of thing. But then maybe a month or 2 ago, I got stopped being scared of you. So I like you again. Just kidding. And then Evan actually keep asking me.
Not sure is a good thing.
And Evan keep asking, like, can we stay and listen to Master's talk instead of going home? I was like, what happened? And I was just wondering what's going on.
How old is Evan again?
Evan's 5.
5. He wants to listen to Master's talk.
Yes.
And the mother says, let's go home.
Well, I have to work.
Your son has a bright future, lady. Isn't it amazing? Where does it come from? Kid says, I want to listen to master. Or even cat says, meow. What is going on? I'm asking. And so is there a question?
Yes, so my question is my feeling is his feeling kind of mimic my feeling? Because like when I was scared of you, I think he was scared of you too.
I was scared of you?
No,
I'm not scared of you.
No, I know you're not scared of me. When I'm scared of you, Evan was actually scared of you too.
A lot of people are scared of me for some reason. I don't know why.
But now that I'm not scared of you anymore, he's actually like to listen to you. Is there a connection?
I need to investigate this. I have no idea why you're not scared of me anymore. I will correct it myself. I promise. Okay. And so it's so important. I'm asking you, okay, to speak your mind and not hesitate. And that's Chan. Because when I practice Chan, I bottled up everything myself. Doubts, questions, disappointments, mostly disappointments, okay? And couldn't find any help, any clarifications. So I struggled with those thoughts for years and years and years. And the reason I related to you is because had I given up years ago, I said, no, this is not working for me, it's going nowhere. These people got a lot out of it. From my master's Dharma, I'm getting not much out of it. Okay, these people claim they got so much out of it, I'm really getting nothing out of it. And year after year after year, I really didn't get that much out of it. Had I quit, okay, I would have walked away disappointed. What did I do that worked for me? I sat longer. I'm sharing with you my own experience. All I did that was right, that saved me, was that I sat longer and longer and longer. And when you sit longer, those thoughts you have will disappear. So the short answer to Macho Nacho's original question that started all this mess here, and finally someone admitted she's no longer afraid of me. That's certainly not a good thing, let me tell you. Lady. What's your name again? Okay? The short answer to Macho Nacho, I want you to learn, special teacher, okay? If you need too many sentences to explain yourself, to help him, then you don't understand the problem. The answer to his question, the original question, may I remind you, the original question he had is that when I meditate, I really don't feel that good, okay? Most of the time I don't feel that good. It's only after I meditate I felt better, more peaceful, more energized, and my head is clearer and lighter and so forth, okay? So how come does it happen during meditation? The short answer is that not yet. Eventually it will, if you don't quit. You don't have the skills yet. Your skills at this stage is that it needs time for you to be able to feel the effect. Okay? Whatever you do during that 1 hour of the sit, when you meditate, okay, it's hard work for you, like the Catholic sister says. It's work, man. It's a drill. It's like working out, you will. This is a struggle. You're supposed to struggle here. So after that, you have biceps. I don't have any biceps, you can tell. But you see, you are working. This is work. You're supposed to develop the skills that you see results later. And the secret is that you have all these proper techniques for developing the muscles. And there's track record of people who develop muscles, who have success in following instructions. So yours is coming. Okay? How do you know? Look around you. He claims he feels so good at Lu Mountain Temple. Go to Lu Mountain Temple. Find out why you could sit there and there's no more Lu Mountain, there's no more master to be afraid of. He was afraid of me too, by the way. Maybe that's why she stopped being afraid of me. Master disappeared. Okay? Because you are in this community where people are different. You're all at different levels. And you hear about these stories so that you know it's something you can look forward to. They develop the skills. And you're not there yet. And therefore, instead of saying, I'm disappointed, I'm not getting much out of it, if you really are more humble, you said, what is it they're doing that I'm not doing right? Ask them. I'm telling you, you are self-conscious and you are fearful. Then don't ask. Just sit longer and stop thinking about it. And then watch those thoughts. You see, you combine all these questions here today. Very healthy, very, very insightful questions. Okay, just watch the thoughts. I'm disappointed, so say, okay, I'm disappointed, and do nothing. If you act upon your thoughts, guess what happens? More will come. You do nothing. You watch the thoughts only, they will die by themselves. But if you react to those thoughts, you're not doing Chan. Doing Chan, learning Chan, is to develop the skills to not react to your thoughts, not to follow your thoughts, but only watch them. See the thoughts coming, arising, and do nothing. The thought will be, I'm so bored here. Okay, I'm out of here. The thought will die by itself. You don't need to do anything. It's Chinese called 无作. Wisdom is 无作. If you have wisdom, the basis of wisdom is 无作. What does 无作 means? You are not creating karmas. That's wisdom. That's liberation. What we do is we create karmas by thinking and thinking and thinking, and we put a stop of it now at will. That's wisdom. That's real skill. Yes, sir. 4.
Thank you, Master. In my case here, so I am able to sit comfortable, pretty upright for an hour. So one time I tried to sit for 2 hours. However, after an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
You can sit for an hour?
Now, about an hour.
Everyone, look at that. This guy, 4 months ago, in the dark, I mean. Yes, I'm sorry.
So, however, I'm able to sit for 2 hours now. But deep down, I feel I'm kind of cheating myself. So after an hour and a half, my legs starting to slide down. At the beginning, it's pretty upright, but it's slowly sliding down. But in order for me to sit in 2 hours, I have to do like wiggling or having my legs down a little bit and I pull it right up.
Yeah.
So in that case, am I cheating to get in 2 hours?
No. Whatever it takes for you to do it, including the fear of your wife.
That's always happening. That's
Because
how I...
When that happens, just imagine your wife, hey! And naturally, he will not stop sliding.
Well, the reason why I'm able to sit 2 hours because of the fear.
Because of, the fear. I know. Okay, so that's precisely the point. Sometimes you know how to use fear. That's part of the recipe. Sometimes you eliminate fear. Sometimes you use a bigger fear, so that can drop the smaller fears. Does it make sense? That's chat. Yes, Wei Mao.
Master, you just said now to watch our thoughts without reacting to them. But what does it mean to not react to thoughts? For example,
don't think.
Let's say,
for example, Master is so scary. The thought arises. I don't know if it happens at all. Okay, the thought arises. Master is scary. Watching a thought means, here's my thought. Do nothing. Like watching a movie. Because as soon you think about a scene, you miss the next few seconds of the movie. Did you find that to be the case?
I'm not sure how to think about it.
I like watching action movies, okay? And if you dwell on if you react to a beautiful scene, you think about it, you miss the rest of the conversation or the rest of the sequence of actions. That's my point. So instead of thinking, instead of reacting to it, you watch it, you don't do anything, and then you appreciate the whole sequence of action. The kung fu thing are much better. Okay? You appreciate the artistry behind how the scene was constructed and filmed and edited and everything. Okay? Instead of just keying in on one snapshot. Okay? So that's what happens when you react to your thoughts. You basically say, wait, stop! You do a freeze. Let me look at this. Instead, you don't freeze it, you let it flow by doing nothing, by just watching it. You have to think about it. Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. I have a question related to watch my thought.
You know, you realize it's almost lunchtime? I'm sorry. I tell you to speak your mind. Can I speak my mind too? 5, please.
I have a feeling that if I can watch my thought, and it's very easy to stop my thought. I feel I separate myself from my thought. So it's easy to stop or react, and I won't be controlled by my thought. So do I think too much about it, or is it right?
It's okay. It's okay to go in that direction, but better yet, you should know that you're not quite there yet. You're not able. You're not capable of stopping thoughts at will yet, because this Chan training here, you will develop the skills to be able to stop your thoughts. No more thoughts.
Okay, thank you, Master.
Okay, and when you get to that point, you develop the skills, then you will feel the peacefulness, the calm, and the increase in energy immediately. You don't have to wait. So the skills is coming. You're just not skilled enough yet, okay? And at that point in time, you begin to love your wife instead of fearing your wife. And you begin to understand that she's doing it out of love, instilling fear in you. Okay? You can embrace the world and your wife. All right. Thank you, everyone. Good questions. Please feel free to share our experiences. Let's go to lunch.